The dreams are the imagined dreams of Barack Obama by the painters. The images represented in the paintings are the dreams. And the brother is, of course, the painter and Obama, the subject. These are not, I think, overtly political paintings as much as they are portraits of ideas and feelings and a moment in history. And that's what was really important about collecting the work. You know, I spent 30 years in handmade carpets, and that experience taught me a lot about cottage industry, about working in isolated parts of the world, specifically Turkey, India, parts of China, Eastern Europe, and eventually Africa. I really went there with the purpose of finding tribal art, craft, textiles. But what really got me going was the signage, literally the paintings made by small studios, artists, ateliers, usually at the side of the road, specifically sub-Saharan Africa, where we've been collecting this work. Well, who embodies more of the message of globalization and of human connection in this day and age than Barack Obama? How could that not create a kind of seismic moment of creativity and emotion? These works don't represent, I hope, a fan club of rah-rah. These works really touch on a lot of different issues. The artist Fakira, for example, every one of his images is like a brother almost painting images in the life of another brother he never met. Jasper, a really wonderful painter in Accra. There are some images that seem very commemorative. His image of Martin Luther King and Barack Obama titled Legacy of Hope. Well, that's a commemoration. But then what about the mystifying painting of Barack Obama on a bicycle with a dog in tow on the road to the Capitol? Very few of these artists went to art school. In fact, none of them represented in the work here. You have to understand these are multi-generational ateliers in the best sense. The vehicle of a calendar was important because I felt that this work needed an audience. It needed an audience, and it wouldn't be sufficiently known or available if it were limited simply to a catalog. The text comes from 4 speeches. It comes from the speech at Nairobi University, the speech in Accra that I was very fortunate to be a part of, the speech, the very moving speech, what I guess is referred to as the race speech that he gave in Philadelphia, and the speech that he gave at the Clinton Initiative. This is our history, and we draw on those 4 speeches as moments that reflect the work in a very direct way. My vision here is to use capitalism, the C word, capitalism and enterprise, as a way of doing good things and making connections that wouldn't exist otherwise. And I literally take Barack Obama's speech that he gave at the Clinton Initiative 2 months before he was elected, that when he became president, one of his primary goals was to eradicate malaria by the year 2015. This is not art focused on defeating malaria. It's focused on Obama as a subject, but the proceeds, a portion of the proceeds that come from this are going toward that.
You're experiencing an American phenomenon interpreted through African eyes. And it's very exciting.
And I have to just say one more thing. A brilliant maneuver to make the calendar good all the way through till the next term. Right on.
Dreams of My Brother, Visions of Obama by folk and popular African artists is really dedicated to the artists and their communities. The fact that we were able to locate these rather significant works and bring them into this context I think it's a lot better than if they ended up, on a wall in an embassy in Nairobi, where they would simply maybe gather dust or be seen by the occasional visitor. Some of them are absolutely formal, and some of them are as almost wild, almost audacious, and emotional, and soulful, and personal.
Art should resonate feeling, and this provokes it. So any art that provokes feeling should be seen, should be felt, should be heard, should be experienced.
This project, I'm hoping, of course, that it bridges cultures, but I really think kids need to see this here, and I think kids in Africa need to see this as well. This is an art that's made for public consumption.
And it's nice to see the interpretation of his hometown in Africa, what they think of him and of the United States.
They struggle, but they're so passionate about the art, whatever it is, that it's so real.
The unfinished one, when I first saw it, took my breath away, because I think, well, there's so many sort of symbolic resonances with it.
Well, it's so eclectic, all of it's so different, especially the haircut of Obama. You gotta love that.
And so we just have all of these personalities, their heart's feelings about Obama as an African painter, what they feel about it. And I just think that's a fantastic thing to bring to the United States.
And this is the first time that a lot of people have been able to imagine a different kind of world. And a lot of those people happen to live in Africa. What happens in America doesn't stay in America, and what happens in Africa doesn't stay in Africa. And truly, that is the carbon footprint of our times.